As a society, we are learning more and more the important role that authentic connection with others plays in our lives. By nature, I'm a pretty shy and introverted person. I have been ever since I was a little girl. I have memories of being terrified to ask a friend to come and play at my house. Walking up to say hi to someone I knew or ran into at a public event was, and sometimes still is, extremely anxiety-inducing for me. While I do think my introverted nature has maybe made connecting with others more challenging for me, I've come to learn that at the root of my struggle is a fear of rejection. What if I invite them over and they say no? What if I go up to them and say hi and they seem annoyed with me? For a large portion of my life, I allowed fear and shame to prevent me from opening up myself and being vulnerable, which meant I missed out on the opportunity to connect with others in a real way, which meant that, without realizing it, I was isolating myself and hindering my growth as a person. Several years ago, I experienced some loss in my life that was heartbreaking, and I didn't know how I'd ever be whole again, and I kept it all to myself, too afraid to show weakness and reach out for support. It was a heavy burden of sadness and internal isolation. During that time in my life, I thought having grit meant that you just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and move forward. If I could go back in time, if the woman I am now could go back and offer wisdom and encouragement to heartbroken, isolated Chantel back then, I would tell her, having grit does not need to be this hard and lonely and exhausting. You don't have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. There are people who love you and accept you, who would be honored to come alongside you and pull your bootstraps up for you. They will gladly carry you until you're strong enough and able enough to walk on your own. You need only have the courage and vulnerability to ask them, and there's no weakness in the asking.